guys, welcome back to Tasman Travels. Thanks so much for being here. We've got a special episode for you this time. And who are these guys?
Yep, we have teamed up with Greg and Sandy from Kiwi Wanderers to answer that age-old question that's been plaguing mankind since the dawn of time. Do that again.
Sorry. Caravan. Caravan or motorhome? If you're new to our channel, we're Tom and George and we live and travel full time across New Zealand in our Mercedes Sprinter motorhome. If you like our video, please hit that like and subscribe button.
Cheers.
We're Kiwi Wanderers. Sandy, the War Office, and Greg, the driver. And we've been...
and Holly.
Oh, and Holly the dog, yes, that's right. And we've been on the road for...
coming up 3 years, actually.
This is the first caravan we've had, and it is a 23-foot Jayco Silverline.
It's a 24-foot Jayco Silverline.
Okay, well, I've missed a foot. Size is not important, you told me that. It's been great, hasn't it? No big dramas with it.
No dramas at all.
And we're towing it currently with a 2022 Ranger. We've just updated that. And loving life on the road with this.
Yep,
kit.
definitely. Yep.
So I guess one of the most obvious benefits of having a caravan like Greg and Sandy's is the space. We're all in here. It's nice and comfortable.
It's huge.
Massive.
Yeah.
We could sit in our van, couldn't we? But we would be sitting on each other's laps.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
washed in.
Well, maybe that's a pro for your van.
We don't have to have people around. We can come and have a party at yours and then go home to our nice clean van.
Yeah. But you do have to tow this big monstrosity round, so that's a bit of a con for the caravan.
Yeah.
So this is 23 foot. 24 foot.
Yeah.
So what's that like? And this was your first caravan?
Yeah, first caravan. I've done quite a bit of towing, but yeah, it's heavy. It's real heavy.
Yeah.
Concentrate when you're driving, and we weighed actually just before we came on this trip, and the whole thing with the ute and the caravan is 6 tons.
6 tons.
Wow.
So
Oof,
that's pretty heavy.
That
Yeah.
is heavy.
Yeah.
We're 3.5 ton total.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's
So
the van.
we're 6 ton. We pay fuel for 6 ton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be using twice the fuel you guys are probably. I would
Yeah,
say.
we're quite economical on the fuel, aren't we?
We are, yeah. We find with the Sprinter, it's a good engine. She's quite efficient. We don't drive quickly. Of course, everybody's paying a fortune for fuel right now.
That's right.
Mm, yeah. Well, I think basically as soon as we started out, the fuel cost just doubled, eh?
Yeah.
And we felt like we were filling up every few days. Now we try and stay somewhere for a bit longer.
Yeah.
But if we're transiting somewhere, you're stopping, we usually only stay one night at a place if we're transiting. So we have to go 2 hours, stop, stay the night, 2 hours, stop, stay the
Yeah,
night,
yeah.
2 hours, stop, stay the night.
Yeah.
So why just the 2 hours? Is that because of the caravan, or that's just you? Or
No, it's because of the caravan. I think you really are concentrating when you're driving the caravan.
Yeah.
On several levels. Yeah, it probably is just a little bit of me. I mean, I'm not a teenager. Yeah.
But mentally, it takes a lot out of it, doesn't it?
I mean, we're 7 meters long.
Yeah.
And we're wider than your ute, just a bit.
Yeah.
And we're about 3 meters high. So there's definitely a level of concentration more than you would a ute
Just
or a car.
Yeah, that's
car,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it really doesn't feel like you're driving a massive vehicle.
No.
And she goes.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
that's
like when I'm driving, I forget I'm driving such a big vehicle because it does just feel like a
It
car.
feels good.
right. That actually comes to a bit of a pro with the caravan. If we did want to go into Queenstown, we would take our ute. The con to that is that we have to leave our caravan here.
Yeah.
So so with the Sprinter, we can get into a normal parking space.
That's good.
If we can reverse in an overhang, so if there's scrub or a path, if it's a mega busy car park, then we'll just avoid it. This is something we said because these guys thankfully brought us some groceries, booze, because they was coming down here from Queenstown. We were like, oh, we've run out of this, we've run out of that. We didn't want to leave and get all the van put back together and lose a spot
Use your
here,
spot, yeah, exactly.
which we really loved. And we thought, oh, if we had a ute, One of us could even stay here if we felt that it was a bit dodgy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You do lose out on that option, don't you?
Yeah.
But where we lose out is coming from Queenstown to here, that nice bit of road.
All the lookout stops.
Quite a few little spots there, lookouts. So like, if we wanted to go into the lookout, we'd have to be really lucky that there's no one else in there. And there's not a lot of traffic because we're going to cross the centre line or whatever.
It's big enough too. Yeah.
So stopping needs to be more planned. How long are we?
11, aren't we?
11 metres.
12 metres long.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're 7.
Yeah.
But quite often we will see places, we'll just go and do that, or we'll do that. And we don't have to put too much thought into it. We can just...
If there's several other vehicles there, it's not a problem for you.
No.
Whereas for us, if there's several other vehicles in those little spots here, we'd have to flag it.
Yeah.
You know?
And switching that around as well, you guys can go to a beautiful, say, dock camp like Moat Lake, or here we can leave the caravan and just go off and explore.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
And you're in a more capable vehicle. You've got a 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, it's true.
That's
So
it,
you can go more off the track than we can.
Yeah. Okay, so advantage for a caravan is if you do need repairs, you don't lose both your accommodation and your transport.
Yeah.
You lose one or the other. You know, so we've managed to wipe the awning off.
What do you mean we?
When I say we,
Well, I was in the car too, I suppose, so that's we.
that's right. That goes into repair to get repaired, and that's 2 weeks.
Wow.
You know, so what do you do?
So we haven't got a house.
No, we don't have a house. So,
We've had this. You can leave your caravan and your accommodation, what you've arranged, you can drive to. We've left our house. So how are we going to get there?
How do you get there? Exactly.
The stingy over here won't pay for a taxi or an Uber. So it's like, I wonder if the Airbnb host will come and get us. That's the point.
Yeah. Especially living full time.
Yeah.
Because we always make a point of it when it goes in for a service or anything. This is our home.
Yeah.
We're not going to go. We're going to wait right here. So please hurry up. And usually the mechanics are great.
That's right.
And that's it too, because if we put it into repairs or, like you say, service, we can just take off in the car and go visiting.
Another pro for the motorhome or campervan would be if we ever feel unsafe at a campsite, we can just go into the front and drive off like super quick.
Don't have to get out of the van at all.
So occasionally, if we've come to somewhere and we're not entirely sure about, we'll leave the car connected up. But we'd still have to get out of the van to get into the car.
Anybody who's watching this who's thinking about touring New Zealand is extremely safe. And so is Australia, isn't it? For freedom camping, for van life, it is, isn't it?
A few times we've been, the only van there, and you still feel a little bit
we love that.
uncertain sometimes, though.
We look for that, don't we?
We do, But we do feel really safe in our van, which is nice. We're just locked away and it's our cocoon, isn't it? And so in addition to that, another pro or the same pro would be everything's in the van. So if the weather's rubbish, it's rainy or stormy, you don't have to ever leave the van for any reason. You can just drive off or,
pull something out.
That's good.
It's,
And also, you guys, when you arrive somewhere, your house is warm.
Yes.
When we arrive somewhere, we've got to
turn the heater on.
The other negative side of that is that if you do a lot of driving, you're driving in your van and then you're sleeping in your van. Whereas we have a complete separate place to go to. You know what I mean? So, for me anyway, once I've got out of behind the wheel and got into the caravan, I'm on holiday.
I have noticed
I'm
that.
relaxed. I'm. Whereas you guys are in the same space.
I've noticed with some of the caravans we've just stepped into, it feels more like a home.
And an apartment.
And a small apartment rather than a van.
And obviously, guys, this is all relative to what van you've got or what caravan you've got. All different shapes and sizes out there, all different costs. Going back to what you said about leaving the vehicle and stepping into something new and fresh and not just turning the seat around and just staying there. I'm going to stay in this seat forever. A negative for our friends Kiwi Wanderers, but Greg, you did it beautifully. Getting into spots in a campsite. Will. in the van, obviously because we're 7 metres, we can't get into all the tiny spots that some little MPVs can get into. But the majority of the time, like here, we just pull in, may reverse a bit, pull in a bit more, stick the levers out, we're done. We're
done.
completely set up. Done.
Within minutes.
Within minutes.
Yeah, we're not.
No.
It takes a little bit longer, but you're very good at backing.
Yeah.
Greg's going to try and teach me, but I'm not really that
That was
keen.
really good.
The Jayco has some cameras all around it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you do get a reasonable idea of what you're running into.
Yeah, we always look on the apps to make sure there's large vehicle access because
They don't always tell you that.
no, a lot of
no,
them
they
don't.
don't.
So I look at the all the comments though.
That's where our 222 rule comes in. Have you heard of our 222? You haven't heard of our 222?
What is
Sandy,
this?
what is it?
No more than 2 hours driving.
Yeah.
Always get somewhere before 2 o'clock and have 2 alternates.
So somewhere else to go.
Yeah.
So if we rocked up here and didn't like the look of it, or the whole place was mud, or whatever, we'd have a couple of options so that you know.
Oh yeah. We never think about that, do we?
No.
Sometimes we've been to places and we're the only ones there, so we'll take up 3 parks. But if no one else
I
is
won't
there.
say it.
Wow, Sandy, you said that out loud.
I mean, the majority of the time, we will go to dock camps.
Yep.
And even with a caravan, you will be able to stay connected.
Yeah.
Well, we can only go to a handful of dock camps because of the dog.
Maybe a pro with a motorhome, depending on how big your motorhome is. A lot of the roads are really windy and unsealed, narrow.
Yeah.
So we can pretty much not have to give too much thought into it. We can
Go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, we do check the comments, but we don't have to worry too much.
No.
As long as it's not four-wheel drive, we're okay.
Yeah, and we do try to go remote places, and there can be like that place up north past Able, Tasman. It was a good hour or so on a single-lane dirt track.
Yeah.
And we met people coming,
Oh my goodness.
and we were able to reverse a bit, get into a little scoochy bit.
Yeah.
If we're unsure, we do what we did the other day and drive in with the ute.
First,
Just
yeah,
make a
just
decision.
suss it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is doable,
Do a
or
recce.
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So that's sort of a pro for us. We can go anywhere just in our vehicle.
Yeah.
Like,
Pro for them as well because they don't have to do that. They
And we can stay.
Yeah,
We can
that's right.
stay the
You can
night,
do one trip. We'd do 2.
oh yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah. So if you are updating apps, whether it be the NZMCA app, Wikicamps, Campermate, Rankers, whatever app you use, please do leave a comment and please give it as detailed comment as possible.
Yeah.
Do you think it would take large vehicles? What's the road like? What's the phone signal like? Is it worth going? Was there some dodgy people? Was it minging? Whatever.
Yeah.
And on the NZMCA app, if you are members, please do fill out that occupancy part on the app.
Yeah.
Because we do use it.
That's helpful. Yeah.
Cheers.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock here.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
5 o'clock. Yeah.
It's not dark yet, but it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Righto. Cost. So one of the things that I think is you get more bang for your buck with a caravan than you do with a motorhome.
Yeah.
Great.
You do have to buy a tow vehicle as well, but even if you add those two together, it's still, I think, more bang for buck.
I think it is.
Yeah, I agree. It again, depending on the motorhome you've got. I mean, we've seen motorhomes at the Christchurch Motorhome Show. $375,000.
Yeah.
We thought that as well. You do get more. You get more space. What else? You get
Probably more features and stuff, like, you know, it's
You can fit a lot more in.
big fridge,
Yeah.
and big
Yeah.
oven.
Yeah. I mean,
all
that's
that sort of
pretty
stuff.
much a decent sized fridge, isn't it?
Oh,
Decent
yeah.
sized fridge.
Yeah, and a freezer and all the rest of it. Yeah.
So on a different note from that, our insurance total is around $1,000 for our motorhome.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Whereas-
and we are how much?
Over 1,700.
Yeah.
So
Just for the caravan.
just for the caravan, and then the car's another 1,200.
Yeah.
So,
So that's quite a lot, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So I think the maintenance costs then, and the ongoing, even though it's cheaper initially to get the caravan,
Or more
And-
bang for your buck.
then maybe the ongoing costs would be higher, especially if you've got your maintenance, like your WOF and that.
And of
Yeah.
course, you have to have the caravan serviced and the ute serviced.
And the ute, yeah.
We just have
exactly.
the one.
I do them both, but
Well, yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah. But so,
but
are
it's
there
the
any
same.
other things?
So with a caravan, the warrant of fitness on a new caravan lasts for 3 years,
Yeah.
and it is under $50.
Oh yeah.
Okay, how much
Because
is
it's
that?
a trailer.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was $36.
$36 or something, yeah, so it's ridiculously cheap. Whereas a motorhome, if your motorhome's bigger than 3.5, you're onto a COF.
Yeah. No, we're just under.
We're
Just under, yeah.
Just under.
Yeah. Yeah, of course you are. Yeah, that's right. As long as you've got a crowbar under the way bridge.
Yeah. It kind of swings on roundabouts, and you get more for the bang for your buck at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then longer term, maybe you're forking out a bit more.
Yeah,
And
for
also,
2 vehicles.
Yeah, the deprecation as well on the ute would be more than on like our motorhome
Or caravan.
Yeah.
or caravan.
And you've got 8 tyres.
Yeah.
And we get asked a lot as well how many miles per gallon we get. And honestly, we don't really know. But the other day, we filled up in Twizel. We used Kiwi fuel cards or McCowan cards, and we paid, $140 to fill up?
Yeah.
With the discount.
Our Ranger does about 10 litres per 100 when it's not towing. Caravan on, it's 18 litres per 100, so it's almost double.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it drinks it.
So I think our van would be somewhere in between. So, pretty sure it's like 12 or 13 or something like that.
Yeah. But that's our particular setup, you know what I mean? Like you can get a caravan nicely appointed that's
17 foot.
5 feet shortest.
Yeah,
you know, 10 feet short, whatever you want, you know.
And a lot of people tow caravans, usually the English or European caravans, with a car.
Yeah.
So your insurance is less.
Everything,
And again, you can have a much, much bigger motorhome than we've got, a 6 berth, as is 3 berth, or you can have like a little Hiace, a little tiny thing.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's all relative. So this is just our situation, isn't it?
For caravan is the tow vehicle can be nicer to ride in than you know, like so we're riding in almost a car, whereas you guys are in a truck.
And again, this is our van, being the Sprinter, it really does drive beautifully.
Yeah, right.
Goes when you want it to go. We test drove a Fiat Ducato base motorhome.
Yeah, totally different.
So just 6.5 metres, same width as ours, a little bit shorter, but you see them everywhere. And I turned around to Tom and said, "This is horrible."
Oh, wow.
It was rattly, no offence to any owners out there, but it was rattly. I couldn't keep it in where I wanted to.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel good at all.
Wow.
Kind of made us think, I don't know if I want to do this. You know,
That's
so
right. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I think it really depends on
the vehicle.
The vehicle itself.
Yeah.
And in the Sprinter, it's quite comfortable because there's so much space compared to a car.
And you're sitting so high up. You can see everything.
Yeah, that would be good. Hey?
Tell me, when you're driving along, is all the stuff in the back rattling?
Yes, I have said to Tom, if we were towing, we wouldn't hear the rattles.
No.
Nothing. You wouldn't hear that stuff's falling out your cupboard.
Exactly.
Doors have swung open.
You do get to witness this when you get back into the caravan.
Yeah. So,
Off the cupboard.
A pro from motorhome is. And it does happen. Somebody's forgotten to close a cupboard or a drawer. You see it straight away.
Straight away,
you
exactly.
Stop,
you
close it. You're all good.
That's right. In a caravan, we wait till
that middle cupboard. I tell you, it's got a mind of its own, eh? And that's
Jaco,
come out a couple of times.
Yeah, that's right.
So, have you ever had a?
We haven't had a major.
No, just that drawer coming out.
I actually set the GoPro up inside the caravan once. I glued it onto the side of the door here, looking along there, and I thought, this will be good. It'll be showing everything all moving.
Yeah.
No, it was the most boring video.
Well, that's good. A benefit of having a motorhome, because we do this a lot, is, and it's still awkward, you take the wrong turn and it's a dead end or it's a track you don't want to go down. We can relatively easy do a 8-point turn or reverse out.
That track we went up the other day.
In Queenstown,
Tom
just said turn right, so I did, and it was literally maybe the length of this caravan, the space that I had. I'm like, why are we here? Go with you.
Caravan would be terrible, eh?
Yeah. No, and to be fair, we're really, really conscious about that, aren't we? So
we did take a wrong turn once, so we went to a dump station in Cambridge. And by mistake, we went over like this real narrow bridge, and it's only like 3.5 tonne or something.
Yeah, only rated to 3.5 tonnes.
And we were absolutely freaking because we couldn't do anything, and overhyped and people yelling at us saying, go home because lockdown had just started and we're getting abused and it was awful.
Anybody's designing a GPS software, it'd be great to have a large vehicle GPS software, wouldn't it?
That would be awesome. That's a really, really good idea. Now we mix it up between Apple Maps and Google or the TomTom.
You've got a TomTom.
I've got a portable TomTom and doesn't always get it right.
It's always shouting at me.
I'm always shouting at that TomTom. Where am I going? But that's a really, really good point to these map makers. It would be amazing if you could, when you're setting up your mapping on your phone or sat nav or what knows, what type of vehicle do you have? How long is it?
That would be good, wouldn't it?
I think we're onto something.
I think we are. Okay.
Copyright.
If anybody knows of a software, let us know in the comments. We always have a look at the weather before we travel, but one of the things that we don't get too worried about is the wind, because we've got stability control and all sorts of things on the caravan.
It's quite amazing how you can feel it come on and just
corrects everything.
Puts you straight
it's very
again.
good. So we don't get too affected by wind, where in a large camper van or motorhome, when you're quite tall,
we are quite tall.
That surprises me because you are pretty much the same height as us. So in the Sprinter, it has wind assist.
Wow.
So if it feels, again, this is our Sprinter, if it feels wind, then the brakes will go on and it will do its own thing.
It's done that a few times.
Where the wind's hit it and it will straighten itself up.
But we can feel the wind.
We can feel it.
We are high, aren't we?
We often hear from people with caravans that the wind has caught the caravan and no matter what, it's moving.
Depends on the caravan, I suppose.
The caravan has sway control. The ute has sway control for the caravan. So
we know some people with a single axle older caravan.
We do.
Where they were mentioning about
I can imagine that
time.
So for you guys out there who don't know, single axle on a caravan is where you just have two wheels either side of the van. Double axle is two wheels either side. Four wheels in total.
So a lot more stability with four wheels.
A lot more stability.
Massive sway where the caravan gets a sway on and puts the tow vehicle out of control. That's happened to us once. Sandy was driving.
Oh no. Oh,
and
Sandy.
I know.
On those gummies.
Were you there? How do you know that? Anyway, to correct it, it was relatively easy. You just push the button on the brake controller, brings the brakes on the caravan, and the whole job just straightens up. You slow down quickly. It's all brake controllers have this emergency button.
That's good.
So what if though, and for the audience or anyone considering towing that doesn't quite understand, what if you didn't have that? Now your experience in towing, what would you do?
So I tried to go to the middle of the road and try to slow down organically, if you like. So not put your foot on the brakes, and try and slow down organically. If you put the foot on the brake on the tow car, the trailer's going to get worse. So that's why they have this emergency button. And any caravan of any size, you have to have a brake controller.
And again, if you're driving a larger van, if it does start to sway and the wind hits you and you don't have what we have, wind assist, I wish that worked for Tom sometimes. Just got to stay calm. Don't panic. Don't try and steer out of it. Just concentrate
and slow down.
But like Greg said, try to slow down naturally. Take your foot off the accelerator. Don't slam the brakes on.
I think in the past, a big benefit of having a camper van is being able to stealth camp in, especially like big cities where we can just blend in. We can park at the side of the road.
You're a van.
Can't do that in a caravan.
No, not so much.
The other plus is if you're at a campsite and you're really enjoying yourself and you're with nice people and it's a lovely place.
We see nice people.
All your toilets get full and your wastewater's full. If you have a caravan, you can work out some way of taking that to the closest dump station. Whereas if you're in a motorhome, you really have to travel to the dump station.
So what do you do then?
So we have 2 toilet cassettes, and when both of them are full, we put them in the ute. We have little containers to put them in and drive to the dump station. Our grey water, we have a trolley arrangement that we can just lift into the back of the ute and take that to the dump station as well. So we can extend our stay at the same place.
Yeah, and you can even do that with your fresh water if you wanted to.
Of course, other people do. That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the reasons we do that is because it is actually a bit of a major to move.
It is.
Whereas for you guys, not quite such a major to move.
No, it's not.
But you do lose your spot and all that.
So that's sort of a pro and con, really.
It is,
it is. Sword, really.
It is very easier for us to just move, but then, yes, we could lose our spot, and also then we move, you've still got to turn your seats around. If you've got swivel seats, put stuff away. We turn the gas off when we move.
It still takes time out of your day.
It still takes time. Less time.
But we're also, like, we're travelling full time. Well, the four of us are.
We are,
and we've got the time, pretty much.
It's
not as if...
We have. It'd
be a different story if you were just going away for a weekend or just going away for a...
I guess we're all coming from this, living on the road full time and touring full time. If you're considering just taking a couple of weeks to do a tiki tour, then get a motorhome.
I think so too.
Get a motorhome because you're going to try to
cram in quite a lot.
Cram in a lot. You're going to go to the campgrounds where you might stay 1 or 2 nights. You're going to pull in, go to sleep, leave. You're going to pull off to these points of interest.
That's right.
And Bob's your uncle. If you're considering living full time, maybe a caravan's better if you're going to have a base for a week or 2 and explore the area, or if you're going to work on the road, not remotely, but you're going to go and say do a lot of Kiwis who live on the road do the fruit picking, the harvest.
Greg did the grape harvest. Drove trucks for the grape harvest in Blenheim.
And Sandy stayed at home eating gummies. So it was really good for them to have a base.
Were you there as well?
I'm the one giving her the gummies.
It depends on what sort of traveller you are. So, like,
definitely.
in the past, we have tended to, like, hop around so much, haven't we? Like 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, 1 night. And then for us, a motorhome has been ideal for that.
Yeah,
definitely. That's what you're
doing.
doing.
I think that sort of brings us to the final thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Really, it is your particular situation. What it suits. Hey?
So we haven't answered anything.
No, not really.
We have no idea. Don't watch this. Because we don't know.
No, it depends on what you want to do.
It does.
And your lifestyle.
That's right. If you've got lots of time, or maybe you can absorb some of that time by towing a caravan around and setting it up and, and staying longer.
If you like going slower.
If you want to go fast, zoom around and see everything everywhere and stop at every point of interest, then maybe a motorhome.
And there's no right or wrong.
No.
It's all circumstantial. I think I'm glad we have had vans. We may go to a caravan in the future, we may go to a different motorhome. For us, having vans initially has given us a really good and quite easy taste of exploring Australia and New Zealand. And remember, guys, we're only talking about New Zealand. New Zealand roads.
It would be different in, like, say, Europe, where there's so many towns and cities close to each other, or say Australia, where there's big open roads. Every country's different.
Absolutely. You guys, you've not had a van. You've only had...
that's right. Maybe we'll have to rent one. Well, I think we need to rent one in Europe, Sandy.
Yeah, I think we do too.
I think we do too. Okay. So in the next episode...
While
we're in France.
Definitely, if you tow a caravan, you need to have the skill to actually tow a caravan. So you need to learn a little bit.
Yeah, you do. There's no specific licence. You don't have to have a special licence or anything to tow a caravan. Yeah, you need a little bit of experience, and you learn as you go.
If you've driven a ute or a car, like you were saying, you could get into our van and drive it. You might feel that it's big and long initially, but after a while, you get used to it.
Cut that out. Yeah, but when you have a caravan on, or a large caravan anyway, you definitely feel it there, and you have to concentrate, as I said. Reversing is, I think when you initially get a caravan, you avoid it. But it is a skill that the more you do, the better you make.
I haven't mastered it yet.
No.
Not even close.
I think you've got to start driving.
Do I have to practice? So I need to learn to go forward before I can actually go backward.
There's always one expert, though, isn't there?
There is always one expert. Yeah.
So I'm not very good at driving the ute and towing the caravan, but I could quite happily, I think I could quite happily get into a motorhome and drive it.
Yeah. So that concludes our motorhome versus caravan episode.
Hope you've enjoyed it and found it informing.
Maybe.
Yeah,
but thanks for tuning in to another episode of Tasman Travels.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.
And we'll all see you out there.
Bye.
Wave.
Sorry.
Bye.